Hi, I'm Dr. Jacob Lauritzen, and this is Read, Write, and Cite, the show where I teach you how to read, write, and cite for your college classes. I make this as part of Carpe and Zen Productions, which is a production company that I own, and we make lots of educational content, including this channel. So if you enjoy this video, you're interested in this sort of thing, you can check out our website, and maybe it'll be helpful to you. You can check that out at Carpe, CarpeAndZen.com. All right, in this video, this is part of a series I've been making about grammar. We're explaining the structure of the English language. And in this one, we're going to be talking about compound sentences. We're going to be talking about clauses and independent clauses and things like that. So if that kind of loses you a little bit, you can check out my previous video where I explained what a clause is. And this might make a little more sense. Okay, let's get started. What is a compound sentence? There are many different kinds of sentences, and what defines and distinguishes them is how they are formed with different kinds of clauses. A compound sentence, for example, is going to be defined by the fact that it's a sentence that includes two or more independent clauses. Okay, in the previous video, I explained what an independent clause is. It's a group of words, like a grammatical unit that includes a subject, a verb, and a complete thought. So a compound sentence compounds that by having those two like things compounded. There's more than one of them. But you could have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It could go on indefinitely. It still meets the criteria for this kind of sentence. But it's going to start at 2. So it has 2 or more independent clauses. What does that look like? Well, here's a sample sentence. She woke up early, so she, typo, could complete her homework. I think I fix it in the next slide. She woke up early so she could complete her homework. This has 2 independent clauses in it. There we go. I fixed that typo. All right. So our first independent clause is she woke up early. Our subject is the word she. Our verb is woke. And we complete that thought by saying up early. That's how she woke. Okay? So we have this description. By itself, that could be its own sentence. But we want to add more to it. And so we use the conjunction so, and then we put in the next independent clause. She could complete her homework. So we have she, the subject, complete is our verb, and could helps to modify complete, and her homework helps to complete the thought. So when you put it all together, she woke up early so she could complete her homework. In this case, we have a conjunction in the middle that connects these 2 independent clauses. But it doesn't require any punctuation because they are completing a very similar thought and they don't need to be separated visually, right? That is sometimes necessary when we're combining 2 clauses. So here's an important thing when it comes to doing this correctly. You can't just take 2 sentences and stick them together. We would call that a run-on sentence. You can't just stick a comma anywhere you want, because if you don't connect it correctly, we call those comma splices. But when you include a conjunction where appropriate, you can make a correct compound sentence. So you can connect 2 independent clauses, depending on the situation, with a conjunction, with a comma, or both as needed. And it's not always going to be the same. Okay, so here we have another example. This one's a little bit different than the first. She went to bed early, but she couldn't sleep. So our first independent clause is she went to bed early. Now we have a comma here because what follows it is we have the conjunction but. But is showing a disparity between these 2 thoughts, that they are separate and different, and they need a visual separation. So we use the comma so that the reader can understand these are two separate things, but it's connected correctly with the conjunction but that connects these two thoughts. So we're avoiding a run-on sentence and we're avoiding a comma splice. So she went to bed early. Our subject is she. Our verb is went, and we complete the thought by saying to bed early. And then we have the next independent clause, she couldn't sleep. So is this starting to make sense now? A compound sentence is going to take two independent clauses. It's going to connect them together because they could be separate sentences, but they work really well together. And depending on the situation, you're going to need a comma, you're going to need a conjunction, maybe you need both to connect them correctly through punctuation and grammar. Okay, so let's review. A compound sentence is a sentence that includes two or more independent clauses like the one we just looked at. She went to bed early, but she couldn't sleep. Okay, so this is one of four kinds of sentences. In previous video, I explained what a simple sentence is. It's basically an independent clause. And in the next video, I'll explain a little bit more about some of the other kinds. If this video was helpful for you, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate it. I want to make sure I'm making content that is useful to you, not just useful to me. So if there's something that you would like me to make or talk about, or you have a question, please let me know in the comments below. I do my best to respond as quickly as possible. You can also send me a message through social media at Carpe and Zen. That's my production company. Or you can check out our website at carpeandzen.com. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate your time. I just want to make sure that this is useful to you. So thank you for watching. Again, I'm Dr. Jacob Lauritzen. This has been Read, Write, and Cite. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.